Approaching the vessel, Captain!
Right! This is it! Places, everyone! Look scary!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Queer Peer Reviews, where we review queer media, good, bad, and ugly. I'm your host, Jamie. Today with me is my co-host, Bruce.
Here at Queer Peer Reviews, we review your favorites and announce the favorites form of queer media, going from comic books, movies, and TV shows.
And on today's episode, this has been a long time coming. This has been suggested to us almost a year ago to review, and we didn't until now. But here we are. We are reviewing Our Flag Means Death.
Arg.
Arg.
So, the story of Our Flag Means Death revolves around two main pirates known as the Gentleman Pirate Stede and the infamous Blackbeard. Oh, wrong images. That's for the anime fans. There you go.
Stede Bonnet and Edward Teach, aka Blackbeard.
Hey, a lot more handsome.
So unfortunately, this show only has 2 seasons. Each episode's about like 30 minutes each.
Because some studios think that good shows need to be canceled and bad shows just need to continue on for some fucking God knows forsaken reason.
I see you there, Velma. So Our Flag Means Death has a plethora of queer characters, and I believe you could even argue that almost every character in Our Flag Means Death is on some sort of level queer.
Yeah, and what I also love about this show is while majority everybody's queer, it's also not like the main issue. Everybody is just loving whoever they love, and there's no it's not one of the main reasons why they would get killed or anything. It's just because they're pirates or they have bad blood. Other than that, there's love who you ever want to love.
Oh yeah, no homophobia is even present in this show whatsoever. And it's really great. I love it.
Yeah. Well, season 1 was great, especially I guess it was more at least the tension, romantic tension between.
The slow burn, which we love.
Then season 2 just, we got a whole gay extravaganza everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly everybody we now know is actually gay.
Yeah, the writers were like, oh, it's our final season. Bet, let's throw in every single thing we can make gay in there. Mm-hmm. But it was it was so well written, the jokes are so witty, and they catch you off guard sometimes with a lot of things they say, and it's great. I have so many great things to say about this show.
One of the queer characters we have in there is Jim. However, though, in season 1, it wasn't completely confirmed whether they were queer.
Definitely queer-coded, though.
Definitely queer-coded. The actress is definitely queer, but character-wise, it wasn't as clear because they had a live relationship with Olu. As you can tell, there was a bit of romantic there. Until in season 2, that changed when Olu and Jim got separated for a moment, and I guess that's when things take for a queer turn, when Jim sort of gets together with this
Archie. But in season 1, though, while they don't confirm them as queer, the whole crew does use they/them pronouns for Jim, and it's never even question mentioned. It's just automatically installed in there that whenever they refer to Jim after they reveal that Jim is not a man, they just keep going by they/them. I don't know if Jim originally was written as a non-binary character, but the fact that they were able to respect the actors' pronoun preferences too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, in season 1, we even meet one of Jim's family members who refers to them by both of their names and also refers to them as they/them pronouns. It's not oh, we know them by this other name, I'm going to keep calling them she, her, which I thought was also really great to include. And then we also have Lucius, who basically, you can kind of tell, your gaydar definitely goes off. Very first episode that Lucius is definitely gay. Lucius is the first to find out that Jim is not actually a man and just somebody in disguise as Jim. And there's this one thing he says to them, which was,
"It's none of my business, but I understand what it's like to live in disguise. Okay? Let's just say, not all beards are actual beards, if you get my drift." What?
But then later in the season, he forms a relationship with Black Pete, which I did not expect at all. He winds up getting engaged, and then at the end of the show, married to Black Pete, which I thought was so great of them to include.
It was adorable. And like I said, another spoiler, but there was also a scene where they were saving their crew from another hostile pirate. And then while they were in the middle of that tension, one of their members asked, like, "Oh, where'd you guys met?" It's like, "We got engaged," and everybody, including the rivals, were like, "Aw." It was like so supportive. It's so humorous to me. I like that.
I like how they call each other babe like every second of the show.
It was so cute.
Like, babe.
I was on my couch just like this, like, oh, so cute.
And last but not least, we have the two main characters of the show. We have the Gentleman Pirate and Blackbeard, aka Edward Teach and Stede Bonnet. You could just tell that there was going to be something between Blackbeard and Stede.
It's like the same energy with like Good Omens.
Oh yeah.
Except it took us season 2 to get the kiss. So yeah.
We got the kiss season 1, episode 9 to be exact, because I was very excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of Good Omens, I feel like you could really compare the two.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
to Crowley
easily.
and Aziraphale. I think somebody even commented on our like review of Good Omens. Hey, like you should check out Our Flag Means Death. You'd love it.
It's literally the same coded too, like white and then black. I mean,
Except pirates.
exactly.
But yeah, their relationship was definitely a slow burn. Everybody on the crew could tell something was going on before
Lucius.
they realized.
Remember, Lucius was looking between like when they were talking to her. I was like,
Yeah, and then he even confronted Blackbeard when he wasn't like really like appealing to Stede's like what he wanted to do that day. He's like, that man really likes you, and I know you really like him, so suck it up and make him happy. They have such a wholesome connection together. They start off as like these two people who become best friends, and they teach each other how to become like a gentleman, how they teach each other how to become a pirate. But it's so great. I love it.
that episode with the French aristocrats was actually funny.
That was my favorite episode.
That's funny, but my favorite comedic bit was when Olu and Frenchie, they did a whole like pyramid scheme with the French aristocrats.
Here, yes, give us all your money and we'll give you the coordinates to treasure.
And there was a whole chaos at the end when they ripped up the receipts.
Here's your receipts. Like we said, those are just a few of the queer characters of the show. It's basically implied that everybody is a little bit queer, because even Calico Jack, which was one of like Blackbeard's former lovers / best friend, he tells Stede, because he realizes, hey, like there's something going on, that anything goes at sea. Which is true, because in real life, pirates, like, they only had each other.
Yeah.
So if they had needs, you just, go up to your fellow pirate. It's arg.
I wonder how many pirates that are known historically famous have actually been queer the whole time, and nobody's been.
Oh, probably all of them.
A lot.
Probably all of them.
Like the female pirates. I mean, come on.
Those are all lesbians.
They have to be. There's no fucking way.
Speaking of lesbians, those two lesbians on that one island.
Oh my
that own the
God.
antique shop.
That was the only relationship that was like, I think, as toxic as it gets.
They were very toxic. They would always fight, poison each other, argue, and
then at
shoot
the
each
end, they burned their whole stage down, but they kissed, and then Stede and Blackbeard were just like, all right, we're out. They just left.
Yeah, all the couples, besides that little moment that Stede and Blackbeard had where like they thought they hated each other for a little bit, every couple is like wholesome and not toxic, besides the lesbians. It's really a shame that this show got canceled, because I feel like I stumbled upon it too late.
I thought it was. I remember that hashtag going, but I forgot about it. So I went to look it up when I saw, and apparently they were hopefully to get a studio to pick them up, but nobody did. So
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't get picked up.
We could still save Our Flag Means Death. Maybe it'll be one of those things where like 2 years from now.
No, the creator said it's past no return. I read the article. He said at this point it's dead.
So let's get to those ratings, shall we?
Let's go.
Before we get to our ratings, we here at Queer Previews just want to say thank you for supporting us. We have our Ko-Fi down below. As you can see, we don't have our little magnetic rating things anymore. They broke because I sat on them in the car on accident.
You did?
Yeah, remember during our one review?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
But anyway, we have whiteboards, so for representation, we give it...
9.5.
I give it a 9.
Look at my little drawing.
Yo, those two dudes kissing.
Those are two dudes kissing.
But yeah, only reason why I don't give it a 10, they did paint the only, like, lesbian relationship. I'm not counting Jim and Archie as a lesbian relationship because...
Now you're nitpicking.
because Jim is non-binary. So I don't know if Jim identifies which way.
Oh. Alright.
But anyway, the only lesbian couple is very toxic. And I feel like lesbian couples are often portrayed as very toxic in a lot of media. But anyway, but everything else, fantastic.
You already been fed with the last 2 lesbian movies. It's time for the male gaze to rise again. You've been fed well enough.
I've been fed really well.
So yeah, 9.5 because I just didn't want to make it I don't know why. I feel like a perfect 10 is like too perfect. But 9.5 is just great. Next up is Queer Comfort.
So for Queer Comfort, we give it
a 10.
10. I feel like that's not even a surprise.
Because I would probably rewatch this.
Yeah, I don't think there's like too many negative reviews of our flag memes, Jeff, honestly.
The only times like I've been uncomfortable a bit was when Stede went back to his wife that he left. That was like, what the f is this guy doing?
I was like, Stede, what are you doing? Like secondhand embarrassment from him. I mean, like, I guess the only negative thing that people might think is it does get very gory, but like then again, like it's a pirate show. You kind of expect there to be like.
Although it is funny though, because like you watch the show and you think, oh, it won't get bloody, and then it does, and I'm like, oh shit,
it's just gonna be a wholesome pirate show. Oh wait, shit, yeah, you're right, they're pirates. Like, there's gonna be, like they have like a nose jar, like people's noses get cut off.
My nose jar.
My nose jar. But anyway, yeah, very comforting show. Lots of good vibes all around. Next up, originality.
For originality, we give it a. Give it a 8.9.
We give it a 9.8.
Oh, look at that. Mirrored. Originality-wise, it's only that kind of low because we literally have good omens. It's just more the angelic and demon version of them in a way.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it. Otherwise, I like this whole twist of this. Like, at the same time, it's kind of historical because it references a lot of historical pirate figures. But it's heavily fictionalized.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Blackbeard owned leather like that.
I mean, he could've.
But yeah, I do like the twist. But I think it's there's like a word for it, like historical. It's historical fiction, or at least. Well, either way, I like the whole twist in terms of like, because in history, Blackbeard and Stede in real life did have a partnership, but it wasn't confirmed whether it was a queer partnership or just like a working partnership. So. I think
one can only assume. I
feel
they're
like,
more than just roommates.
Yeah, so I feel like that's where the idea came from to make this show, and it just more or less put into the theory they were roommates.
They were roommates. Yeah, I mean, my reasoning is basically the same thing as yours. The only reason why I guess mine's higher with the same reasoning is that I feel like if you're able to take something that isn't exactly original and put your own original twist onto it and make it good, that kind of brings it up, but definitely more, because we know what we know about Blackbeard and all these other things that go on with piracy, but it's not anything like I was expecting at all.
Agreed. Next up is writing.
And for writing, we give it
a 9.7.
A 9.8.
Zoom that in.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a single episode that felt like filler to me.
No.
I felt very engaged the entire time. Also, the character development of a lot of the characters, and also just how characters were written in general. Like, Izzy's character development was one of like the best ever.
Yeah, he came from like at first I hated him a bit. I was like,
I
this guy's
hated him.
annoying.
I wanted him to die.
Right? And then now he's like, he became more open-minded or passionate. He was still a bit like rough, but he was showing more like his like softness. So it's like Stede Bonnet. Like, he came from like this amateur pirate to like suddenly like now he's like his confidence got bigger, and he's like fighting alongside Blackbeard against the soldiers. I was like, yo. Yeah. So cool.
And also just like how the relationships of like other pirates, like not even just romantic relationships, just friendships too, is written, and no flaws in my eyes. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know why I give it a 9.8 instead of a 10, but we're just gonna keep it at that, okay? And last but not least, our overall feelings towards the show.
Okay. And for overall, we give it a 9.5.
I give it a 10.
I like to average out my ratings. But yeah, great show. 9.5 because it got canceled.
Yeah. I mean, that's not their fault. It's the studio's fault.
For not seeing better shit.
Yeah, I give it a 10 because I've always loved pirate type of shows. I love like playing Sea of Thieves. I love all.
So
those
why won't you watch One Piece when I tell you to go watch it?
It's a commitment, and you know it. It's a commitment.
Then commit.
No.
All right.
But
everybody.
Yeah.
Tell in the comments to watch One Piece.
If we get enough comments saying for Jamie to watch One Piece, I will watch it.
If we get 10 likes, he has to watch One Piece.
10 likes?
Yeah, because that means you have to watch.
But yeah, it's a show I would definitely watch over again multiple times. Maybe I'll rewatch it tonight. Who knows? But anyway, you should go watch it because we love it and you will too. Alright, so for our QPR total for Our Flag Means Death, it got a 96.5, which is a gay plus.
Yeah. Fun.
And I feel like that might be one of our highest scores. I don't remember all of our scores that we reviewed so far, but it's definitely one of the top ones out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah, it's such a great show. Like we've said, it's such a shame that it got canceled because I feel like it could have used at least one more season.
But, I mean, I guess in a way, Season 2 had a bit of a type finale. But like I said, I wish there was more. And I still want Izzy to be avenged.
R.I.P. Izzy. Didn't deserve that. You had such a good character arc. But I mean, I guess it's a way to
and they've been hurt so many times. And I tell you this, every time you see a character love, like at a finale or something, get shot here, they're dead. Every freaking time.
Right.
And I thought for a moment, oh, he got shot here. There's no vital organs.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
But he died! His plot armor expired.
And I loved this show so much, so I decided that we're gonna be putting a few more videos out there for Our Flag Means Death. I'm gonna be making a top 5 moments of Season 1, Season 2, and maybe top 5 Stede and Blackbeard moments.
Ooh, the pirate obsession is back too.
Ooh. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Queer Peer Reviews. We hope you enjoyed the show. Let us know what else you want us to review. Like we said before, Ko-Fi link down below. Check out our social medias and other fun things.
Yee!
Hard.
Hard.